Hey guys, I wanted to give you the best life advice that I could ever give. I'm 36 years old, and in hindsight, my life has almost been perfect. I really love where I'm at in life. I like the financial position, who I am as a person, my resiliency, and all that. But obviously, a big part of life is finances, and that has been a big part of my life, like most people's. But the difference between most people is it's never really been an issue with me because in my 20s, I was the cheapest person you'd ever meet, and even into my 30s. And it didn't happen until just recently when I started enjoying the money. And that's a real big thing, hard life lesson I had to learn in life. What are you saving this money for? Are you saving it for when you're 65 and, you can't really enjoy it as much? But I wouldn't say go crazy in your 20s. I would say take as many opportunities budget mindedly. I don't know if that's a word, but keeping a budget in mind, take as many opportunities as you can in your 20s. Work really hard, and the opportunities aren't always partying and this and that. I would actually advise away from that. But travel for sure on a budget. Hitch a ride somewhere. That's been actually one of my favorite experiences in life. Like in college, freshman year, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go, a couple hundred miles away on this trip." I didn't know how I was gonna come back because they were just dropping me off at my sister's house, and I was gonna hope for the best. And things like that has really made me grow as a person, be adventurous and all that. But don't really start blowing your money in your 20s. Don't try and save till you're too old to enjoy it. And this is a really hard life lesson. Not only do we need to take a good hard look in the mirror and look at ourselves, how attractive we are, and stuff like that, like how charismatic we are, and so we get an understanding of how other people perceive us. You also have to look a long, hard look at your financial mirror, so to speak. Your talent, your ability to make money, potentially. Now, anything can happen. You could all of a sudden become a celebrity with the internet and everything out of nowhere, or with the way certain investments blow up, anybody can find themselves very wealthy out of nowhere. That's kind of always been the case. I'm talking about objectively. You got to look at yourself and say, how much money am I realistically going to make? Because I thought that I'd make more than I could potentially make, but I also thought I'd want to spend a lot more at a later age. And really wasn't until motorcycling until I realized I really want to start spending and really enjoy my 30s and 40s, because I got a lot of friends that are in their 60s and 70s, and now they can afford to travel. They're enjoying it, but I bet they would have really enjoyed it in their 30s and 40s and 50s way more. But at the same time, I'm glad I trucked. I'm glad I was able to travel the country on a budget. I think life turned out almost perfect. Now, with the one exception, if you plan on having a family, do whatever you have to do to make that. If you have kids, do whatever. This is just for single guys. But if you have a family, do whatever you have to do to make their lives better. But if you're just focused on yourself, take a good long hard look, at your charisma, and attractiveness and all that, and be realistic about the partner that you could realistically get. Now, we've all been with people out of our leagues. Just know that's probably not going to last. And I'm not just talking about looks-wise. But also take a good long hard look at the financial mirror and look at realistically how much money are you able to save, how much money are you able to enjoy, and what's your end goal. And generally, all your goals in your 20s are going to change. Your priorities are absolutely going to change. I didn't think I'd be here. I didn't think I'd ever be a homeowner. I didn't think I'd have a home every night job. I thought I was just going to truck until I dropped, and I'm so glad I didn't. I'm glad I did what I did. And just realize when you need to start enjoying life. And not just from a financial perspective. Just, you're going to have to sacrifice in the beginning. You're going to have to build resiliency, but then you're also going to have to enjoy it.